I've been playing a fair amount of Stellaris, and I'm not very good at it. I haven't even finished a game. If you're not familiar with the game, it's a strategy game that takes place in space. Think of it like Risk, but solar systems instead of territories. And there's a lot of minutiae involved that I haven't really figured out or really even understand yet. However, as I was playing, I got kind of existential, wondering what the point of the game is. Sure, you do stuff in space, and that's cool, but why? Then I started spiraling, as one does, and I started thinking about us, humanity, and our role in the universe, and how we're trying so hard to get to space and do stuff up there, but what's the point? Why should we even go to space? Why are we even here? Part of my mini existential crisis was the realization that I will probably never get to go to space, or really know what space is like, unless we figure out the key to longevity before I die, but even then it would just be reserved for the uber rich and result in some sort of dystopia where the rich are immortal and can dictate to generations of people and nothing ever changes and it's just horrible and I'm Unless aliens show up and speed up our technological timeline, I probably won't get to see space. I'm too old to start training to be an astronaut, and I'm probably not smart enough either. So that will just have to be a fact that I come to terms with. Regardless, my question remains, why go to space? A lot of critics of NASA and space exploration in general usually mention that we have so many problems here on Earth, what's the point of going to space? To that, I think we can just look back at history, specifically in the early 1500s, and ask, what's the point of traveling to the New World? As you may know, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. And he is, for some reason, credited with discovering the New World, aka North and South America. Somehow Columbus got the credit despite the Vikings making their way to the Americas led by Leif Erikson over 500 years prior. And before that, there were empires of indigenous peoples. Not to mention, Columbus legitimately thought he just sailed around the world and ended up in East Asia, which is why he called the natives Indians, because he thought he was in India. He also committed mass genocides and other less than pleasant things, so it's a mystery to me why we celebrate not just a murderer and a fraud, but a dumb one. Despite this, shortly after Columbus, the Europeans started making their way over to the Americas and colonizing it, as they do. However, colonization was met with criticism. Why travel to the New World when we have so many problems here in Europe? Really, they should have focused on other criticisms of colonization, like the murders, wars, mass genocides, enslavement, and historical erasure of indigenous peoples. But 16th century Europeans were probably generally okay with all of that. Atrocities aside, going to the New World did a lot of good actually. The constant yearning to explore this new frontier improved technology immensely. It required new ways of doing things, of making things, and so naturally the arts improved alongside technology. It brought wealth and riches to the bold, and not exclusively on the backs of slaves either, though slaves did do a lot of the work in the colonization of the New World. And it's actually pretty weird to me that Europeans just ignore this and are like, yep, we made it work somehow, ha ha ha, and then they just shrug or something. So looking at the colonial age, you can imagine what kind of improvements humanity could receive by going to space, because, we could probably do it without all the slavery. You might think, well, that's not the same thing, because space is so much farther away than North America is from Europe. And to that, I'd say you're right, but you're not. In the 1500s, it took months to travel across the Atlantic. It wasn't like a few-day boat ride like it is today. It was a grueling journey across an unforgiving ocean, where supplies were limited. Sort of like space travel, except you can open a window and get some fresh air. The space race of the 1960s proves what incredible technological advances could be achieved when we worked together towards a seemingly impossible goal. The only other thing in history that provided so much technological advancement were wars, and wars are bad. But the pursuit of the stars, it ain't bad. Imagine what humanity could achieve if we all worked together towards Mars, or even if we raced each other there. I mean, pettiness between countries is a very powerful thing. Look, there's a lot of fair criticism against space, and I mean, you have like Jeff Bezos, and he's not helping. He's going to space on a joyride while he fights against the people that built his fortune that's allowing him to go to space on a joyride. But keep in mind that Jeff Bezos literally just wants to be Lex Luthor. Like, he resonates with that character. You have like Elon Musk, who at least he wants to be more like Tony Stark, like, which is a good guy, even though Elon isn't like the greatest. But Jeff, he wants to be Lex Luthor, so that should tell you all you need to know about him. Super rich folks aside, the pursuit of the stars is a good thing. We have a lot to learn about the universe, and we have a lot to learn about ourselves, and I think that going to space would help us do both. Because when it comes to the heavens, it's not the destination that matters. It's what we do and what we make trying to get there. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like this video, subscribe, do all that sort of thing. You can also let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do my next video on, and I might actually do it. Then after you do that, you should check out the sponsor to this video, National Realty Group. National Realty Group is a real estate company with offices located in Southern California. They're a one-stop solution office, meaning the real estate, mortgage, and escrow departments are located all in the same office. That means you can go through the whole process of buying or selling a house without the hassle of being bounced around to different companies. This makes the whole process a lot easier and a whole lot more enjoyable. Give them a call at 951-684-2600, or if you're like me and you don't like talking to people, visit their website.